everyone, and welcome to my Polish cuisine again. Today I will bake the Polish Drożdżówki, which are so popular. These will be with the plums, and in English we call them sweet rolls with fruit or sweet buns or something like that. So I will place the ingredient list underneath this video, but I just wanted to also share. So I have here all-purpose flour, which is 400 grams, 200 milliliters of warm milk, not boiled, just warmed. Here I have fresh yeast, and this is 30 grams, 60 grams of granulated white sugar. Gonna use vanilla sugar, 1 egg for the dough, and I'll use this one for the crumble on the top, a pinch of salt, and 65 grams of the butter. I have sweet butter here, and I'm gonna make it soft, so softened butter. I'm just using regular plums. They were already washed, but I am going to have to take the seed out and cut them into small pieces. With this, I'm going to add a little bit of the flour. So this is potato starch, or like potato flour, 1 tablespoon, because once they release the juices, this will absorb them. Also, I'm gonna add some brown sugar. It's not any set amount, it's just as much as you'd like. Depends on how sweet the plums are as well. For the crumble, I have here 150 grams of another flour, which is Krupczatka flour, 100 grams of brown sugar, and 100 grams of butter. To this, I'm also going to add a pinch of salt and 1 egg yolk, and the white I'm going to add on the top of the rolls just to brush it on with the egg white. So the very first thing I would do is do the yeast starter, which will start my dough. So I will crumble these into a bowl. I will add a little bit of sugar to them and just liquefy the yeast. And this goes relatively quick. And they're already turning into liquid, so now just add a little bit of milk to this, and this is from the ingredients that I gave you before. And once you have this mixture here with a little bit of milk, I will add 2 tablespoons of the flour, and this is taken from the ingredients I gave you previously, so nothing in addition to the previous ones. Mix this fairly well so that the yeast can start rising. And this doesn't have to be perfect. If there are little lumps in it, it's perfectly fine, because we're gonna mix all this again. So now I'm going to cover this up and put it in a warm place for about 15 minutes. In the meantime, I'm going to prepare the plums, and I will cut them into small pieces because the sweet yeast rolls will be fairly small. So I'm gonna cut it to something like this, and in half. plums are now cut up, so I'm going to transfer them into a bigger bowl just to mix them with the sugar. And this is brown sugar. And my plums were relatively dry, so there's not going to be a whole lot of juice. But I will still add the flour, and that's the potato flour. And mix it all up. And now I'm going to place these in the refrigerator until the dough is ready. Now in my mixer, I am going to place the all-purpose flour. Make sure that you have it sifted. I did that a little bit before. I'm going to add a pinch of salt, the remaining sugar, the remaining milk, my vanilla sugar. I'm gonna use the dough hook, and I'm gonna beat this for about 5 minutes to combine all these ingredients. And when the dough starts to form, I am going to add that starter dough that I've made. See how much it has risen, and also 1 egg. So in goes the egg and the starter yeast. This time I'm going to mix it for about 15 minutes and then add the butter. Now when this dough starts to form into a ball like this, I'm gonna place our butter in and continue to beat for about 5 more minutes until it all comes together. So now this dough looks like it's well beaten. It's been mixing for about 15 minutes total. So it looks like it's good to rise now. So remove the bowl and we'll make sure that it doubles its volume when rising. So make sure to cover the dough with a cloth and put it in a warm place for about an hour. It's gonna rise quickly and then we can form the buns. Now I will make a crumble for the top of the buns. So here goes in my flour, Krupczatka flour, and this is the brown sugar, a pinch of salt. I'm gonna place the butter, and this is softened butter. Now the remaining egg, I'm gonna separate the egg white from the egg yolk. I'm going to add the egg yolk to the crumble, and now close and mix. And the crumble is made now. As you can tell, It has the nice little pieces as a crumble should have. So I'm going to place it in a little bowl and refrigerate it until the dough rises and the buns are ready. So the dough has been rising for about an hour, and let's take a look. It looks like it did double its volume. So let's remove the dough. And after you remove it, just make sure to work with it a little bit to get all the air bubbles out. And at this point, this dough should not be sticking to your hands or even the board, as you can tell. So let's form it into a ball, and then I'm going to cut it into equal pieces. So usually I get about 8 or 9 rolls from this. So what I do is I cut this in half, then I cut it into another half, so this is 4. I'm gonna cut this into another half and form little balls, because we're gonna let this rise again. And I have prepared a cookie sheet lined with parchment paper, and I'm going to set this one here. And make another ball. It's almost as if you were making pączki, but the dough is slightly different here. So now let's cut this one into half. And roll. And set this one aside as well. It's gonna rise again. And same with the remainder. So now I have formed the buns, or the sweet rolls, however you want to call them. So what I need to do is flatten them a little bit with your hand. And I'm gonna put it in a warm place to have them rise again for about 15 minutes, and then it will be ready to place the plums in them. And it's been 15 minutes right now, and the sweet rolls have risen somewhat again. So what I'm gonna do right now, I take a small cup like this, and I go in the middle and I kind of make that indent just like this, so that I can place my plums in there, or if you have any other fruit, you can also do that. So as you can tell, the dough is not sticking. It is perfect. And I do that with each one. And don't forget to preheat your ovens to about 180 degrees Celsius or 350 degrees Fahrenheit. And we're going to bake these until they're like golden brown. So that usually takes about 15 to 20 minutes because oven temperatures do vary. And these may just stick a little bit together. And I have my egg white and I just whisk it a little bit. And then I take my brush, I brush some on them so they will have that shine to them once they are baked. And now the time for the plums. You can arrange them however you want. So once you have the drożdżówki filled with the fruit, now I'm gonna put the crumble on it. Just sprinkle it on. We like a lot, so I'm gonna sprinkle a lot of it. You use as much as you want. Now they are ready to go into the oven. If you have some crumble on the parchment paper, don't worry about it. Nothing will happen. So about 15 to 20 minutes, but you have to check until golden brown at 350 degrees or 160 degrees Celsius or 350 Fahrenheit. My oven is at 350 Fahrenheit already. And there are the drożdżówki. And the drożdżówki are baked now, as you can tell. They are still hot, so I'm gonna let them cool off a little bit. And then we'll look inside and see how they look. But from the outside, they look really good. So if you like this recipe, please give me the thumbs up and subscribe to my channel. And thank you for watching.